Good evening, brothers and sisters. Starting a little bit behind time, but that's all right. It'll have to be all right because we can't do anything to change it. It's been a very, very busy day. This has been a busy day, and I got a topic that's gonna literally blow your socks off. Literally blow your socks off when you hear what we have to say today. Literally blow your socks off. Literally blow your socks off. We got white copions that have involved themselves into black business. White copions that have told you and I that we just don't know how to suffer. We don't know how to suffer. We got to have the white man's permission. The white man's permission to suffer. This is crazy. This is wild. The wildest thing I ever heard in my life. But nonetheless, this is what we're going through. This is what we're going through. So we are striking to build up this movement, brothers and sisters. Striking to build up the movement of self-defense across the country to save our people, because we're the only ones. We are the only ones that can and will save our people. And I said we because we can't do anything without you. Nothing can be done without you. So it takes all of us. It takes all of us to get this work done. All have to put in the work of liberation. All of us have to put in that work. So I'm thankful to be here. Thankful to be here. So as I tell you, paste the link, get it around to other individuals so that they'll become a part of what we're doing here, which I think is very, very positive. It's got to be very, very positive because they're fighting us so much to stop us from getting the show started. And even the devil has control over YouTube and many of the instruments that black minds have built. And they will try to use it to discourage you. And they will discourage you if you let them. I said if you let them, they will discourage you. They'll discourage you. I'm asking you to hold your head up, be powerful, and continue to move forward. Because that is the only thing that's going to help us. The only thing that's going to help us in this day is that we're standing together and moving forward and making this vision a reality. They will work against you and I hard, brothers and sisters. That's what they do. This is what they do. It's time for us to start calling these devils out. So I ask you to join the page, subscribe, please. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We're going to take our time this evening. We're going to take our time this evening and just talk. Talk to you for a little while. So that you can know what you're up against. That these white people won't even allow you and I to suffer the right way. They won't even allow you and I to suffer. It's a shame. It is a shame that we can't even suffer the right way. The white man wants to tell us how to suffer, and then not only that, it's not enough that he'll get his coons out there to try to discourage us. That's black folks who think that they have a place at the white man table. We call them coons. The coons are always there searching for scraps. They're searching for scraps, brothers and sisters, and that's what a coon does. He's at the white man table. The white man don't see black people as nothing other than animals. That's what we are to him. Chattel means human animal. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. If you don't understand that, you're finished. Now, this devil doesn't care anything about you. And even the white people that you think are your white friends don't care anything about you. There's one white man in history. One. You'll hear me say this. Absolutely one white man in history that has proven himself to be a true abolitionist. And he done the job so well that they hung him. He did it that well that they hung him. So if he was alive, I might let John Brown join the African American Defense League. If he was alive, I might let him join. Now, the only way that a white person can get to be a part of the African American Defense League or get to be a part of a black organization that I'm in is that he's willing to die first. He gotta die. So once he's dead, he's been to the grave. If he come back, once he's dead and he's went to the grave, if he come back, he can join. Somebody missed that. In other words, there's no way in hell a white man who is alive can join any organization that I'm a part of. Can't do it. We have to be wise. And he's wise too. He's not going to let you join his organization. You got a lot of black people who think that they're joining or that they're a part of the white man's organization. You're not a part of the white man's organization. White people have dogs. That don't make them part of their family. They don't make them part of their family. They don't make them equal. They don't make them equal. So, dogs can be loyal, but I don't care how loyal they are. They'll never be man's best friend, not his real best friend. But you hear the devil say that because when he said, he's talking about you. They said dog is man's best friend. He's talking about you because he's entitled you as a dog. Entitling you as an animal. So when he said that, he's talking about you, but you don't have enough sense to know that he's talking about you. So you'll repeat everything the white man says. And here's the clincher. The clincher is that when this devil is talking about you, or when he has something to say, he always got something behind it. I've never seen any devil or she devil, he devil, or the devil say anything that didn't have a hidden message. I haven't heard it. Maybe you've heard it. Because many of you feel today that the white man is your friend. You feel it, and you'll say it. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like it. And if you don't like it, hit the I don't like button. I welcome all my enemies. All my enemies to hit don't like. Hit the don't like button if you're enemies. If you're friends and you like what you're hearing, then hit the like button. That way everybody is showing some form of participation. Because it just be foolish to believe that you got people who are listening to this show and everybody likes it. So I like for people to be truthful to themselves and speak the way they really feel. Speak freely. And I say that you got to speak freely. You got to act freely and all that. I can trust a Ku Klux Klan member to be the Ku Klux Klan. I can trust them to do it because they're doing it around the world. So I know that he'll never change because he's wholly devoted to that. So just like he knows I'm not going to be a pushover for him, I know that he'll never change. But I can accept him being the way he is at a distance. At a distance, I meant that because If he want to keep his life, he stay at a distance from me. Because I don't have time for that. That kind of jive, and I ain't dropping on my knees. And I said, I ain't, brothers and sisters. That's right. I ain't. I ain't dropping on my knees for no white person begging them for mercy when you have killed somebody that I love, or you've gotten to the place where I feel that you're a threat. I'm going to eliminate that threat. That's me. That's me. That's what I'm going to do. Now, you do what you want to do. If you feel that you're God, and I say you're God because you really don't know that when you get those sentimental feelings where they start talking about Martin Luther King Jr., start talking about Jesus said love and philosophy of nonviolence, you feel like there is the voice of God. It's not. That's not the voice of God. That's the voice of fear, which God hasn't given you the spirit of fear. But that's the voice of fear because you're afraid. And then after that, you feel like that God is talking to you because you're too afraid to stand up against the white man. So you lie to yourself and say that it's God. That's what you say. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. You lie to yourself and say that God told me thus and so. That's what you say to yourself. But it's not God. That's not God. That's not God. God's not telling you that. But it's easier for you to believe that in fear. So why am I talking about that? And why am I talking about the way we view the white man? I'm just setting the foundation. You know what I do. And you know how I do it. I'm just setting the foundation. Setting the foundation. Brothers and sisters, because the foundation have to be set. It has to be. Foundation has to be set for us to be able to talk about what we're going to talk about on each subject. And take time. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and E.C. Morris, which is the administrator for the Baptist. He's the founder for the National Baptist Association, National Baptist Convention, National Baptist Convention USA. And they said the groundwork has to be laid. The groundwork has to be laid. You know, before you can do any building, you got to create some groundwork. So I'm talking to you about white people. Why? Well, you say, well, you talk to us about white people all the time, brother. Yep. But when I talk to you about white people, I'm trying to point out in different instances, different facets, different situations, and different mindset, what he does, why he does it, and why he is the way he is. And I want you to know that he'll never change. And his ideal and philosophy, I don't care if it's the 4th, 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th generation. You're still dealing with the same ideology of a white superiority versus black inferiority. Because that's what he sees. That's what he sees. And brothers and sisters, you have to understand that. Now, I want you to, definitely want you to support. I wouldn't tell you not to support. But if you're not able to, I don't want that to stop you from seeing the show. Because the main part of it is for me to put out truth. The main part is to encourage our brothers and sisters. That's the main part. That's the main part of the work. The main part is to serve brothers and sisters in the black community. And I want to clear this up. I'm not a racist. Because black folks can't be racism. We're victims of racism. So the man can't make us a victim of racism, then turn around and say that we're racist. That's the hypocrisy of the white man. If you look, he called me in some instance, he said, you're a black jihad. That's what he told me, you black jihad. And I'm looking up, what he really mean by jihad. I know what jihad means. I know what the jihad mean, but what does he mean when he said it? And he don't mean the same thing that others mean when they say it. He means something ridiculously bad. Yeah, something ridiculously bad. That we're in a religious fanatic. To the white man, that's what he calls a jihad, a religious fanatic. I'm not a religious fanatic. I'm not a religious fanatic. I'm not a social fanatic. I'm not a black nationalist fanatic. I'm not a cultural fanatic, and I'm not a spiritual fanatic. Not at all. No, I just see the white man the way he is. And I know that he ain't nothing but a killer. He ain't nothing but a killer. You know? And no, I don't. There's a question that come through. Question about insurrection. I think that we should be able to do as black folks, because you have to understand the word insurrection. Somebody asked it down in the comments. Do I think it should discredit me for running from public office? Hell no. The white man didn't get discredited, is not discredited for preaching the philosophy of white nationalism. And when you say insurrection, see, you got to understand that to the white man and ignorant blacks, that insurrection only means or is a term that is only familiar with people that are oppressed. If a person is over you, if they're over you, in other words, consider themselves superior to you, and you stand up to challenge that superiority, or challenge that mindset, or challenge that philosophy, when this philosophy is carried by a Western global power structure, again, the philosophy of totalitarianism, dictatorship under white nationalism, which is a system of superiority, is carried globally by the white man. So he has decided what insurrection is. That's why Jesus was killed. Jesus was killed because the white man of his day decided what insurrection was. Now, I want you to understand that the lady that we're talking about today, and I want you to do something. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. I want you to do something for me. I want you to look up Jane Elliot on your computer. Don't cut me off now. I want you to keep me on, but I want you to research it. And I want you to see what she does. And then after that, I want you to hit the web and see how all of these black coons, including T.I., are running after this lady. I mean, it is amazing to me. It is amazing. I mean, I'm like, here this lady, here Martin Luther King Jr. has stood up, built a foundation, and literally lost his life talking about the same problem. And you couldn't hardly get people to follow Martin Luther King. You can even get people to follow him. And when this lady Jane Elliot get up to talk about the same thing after the death of Martin Luther King Jr., she's one of the most notable people in America. Now, I want you to know that at the time that Dr. King died, April the 4th, 1968, he was not a popular man, because he stopped letting these devils telling him what to do. He stopped letting these devils tell him what to do. So he was not popular. He fought against the war in Vietnam. When he said nonviolent, he was a nonviolent extremist, because he knew he was dealing with a violent extremist. The white man is a violent extremist, and he knew he was dealing with that. So after he dies, she picks up this brown eye, blue eye. I'm going to call it research. That's what it is. She doesn't call it a research. She calls it an experiment. But you experiment to get to get research, or to get answers to questions that you have. So you're delving into the inner chambers of the subconscious of what it means to be superior and inferior. That's a research. But she says it's an experiment, so I'll leave it at that. But she's still searching for cognitive behavioral study as it relates to racism. That's a research. That's a research. And the result of it is a therapy that would tell people, hey, you're racist, but there are things that you can do once you recognize that you're racist. There are decisions you can make not to be. But see, the white race, the global white man, is racist anyway. That's where slavery came from. That's where oppression on many levels came from, including integration. That is nothing but another system created by the white man. Segregation, another system created by the white man. Emancipation, all of these Asians created by the white man. Under that, you had a sub-level forms of slavery, sharecropping, the prison system, and they're still doing it today, brothers and sisters. Nothing has changed. The man changed the 13th Amendment, and then created prisons. So the minute the black man got free and he was on the sharecropper's land and he couldn't pay his debt, or if he had gotten arrested in the factory and couldn't pay his debt, then they put him back into a system of slavery and called it the Department of Correction. It was the prison system. And they called that the penal system. I'm just saying. I just want you to know that the man, that hasn't changed not one iota in his plan. The only thing he's done is painted it and glossed it over and polished it up and handed it right back to you. And he hasn't changed at all. He's still using coons on the plantation of yesterday as he is to have coons on the plantation today. And that's what we have. We got coons, brothers and sisters, on the plantation today that are validating these white people. T.I. is one of them. She did an interview with T.I. I was ashamed of him. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Now, that brother made us feel like that he was really for the black man. And I know, you know what I'm talking about. Got up on there and do his little walk, his little talk as a rapper, be talking conscious. Man, that brother ain't nothing but a, you know what he is. I'm going to call it a kiss. You know the rest of it. You know the rest of it. I mean, he just thanking the woman for being on this show. I don't understand. I mean, even she got enough sense to say, don't thank me. Because she knows that she's racist. You know, and they get off guard when she say that, feel like, oh, she's really dedicated. No, she knows that she's racist. She knows that. She knows it. And a devoted racist. So she said, no, don't thank me. But she want to hide it by taking away the very words that the white man instituted when he says black and white. And you gotta think of philology when you think of that. This is a study of words and their meaning. Philology. You got to think about philology. That's Philology. Philology. You got to think of the words and the study of words. Every time somebody says something to you, you got to understand what that word means. Every time. When you say good morning, for instance. When you say good morning, which is go I, right? Embrace a difficult day, or to embrace a difficult feeling, right? A difficult rise. So mourning, when you are in mourning, and this was not mourning, that's what the white man did when he changed it. You know how words change over the years. Philology, that's what we're talking about, how words change. But when he said good morning or go out morning, this is an odd, depressing morning. So they tell you to mourn, right? To mourn good, to feel good. To feel good. Now, why would he tell you to feel good? Why would he tell you to feel good? Because the man knows that he's the reason that you're feeling bad. He already knows it. You haven't caught on to this, see? And you said, well, brother, that's a little far-fetched. That's a stretch. There are people that are still yelling for peace today. You look at Al Sharpton, one of our latest, biggest hypocrite, under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I say honorable because that's what they call him. But I think he's less than honorable. I told you that before. But in respect, I use his title. Now, under him is Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton. Now, you look at that. Look at that. I don't even know if it's his real name. I don't know. But I know Al is sharp. at keeping you in bondage. He is sharp and on it to keep you in bondage. See that sharp tongue? He's deep. He's sharp. He drop a ton on you to keep you in bondage. He's sharp at doing that. And that's what he does. He constantly keeps you and I in bondage, telling us to love a man that is impossible to love. The white man is impossible to love. He is impossible, absolutely impossible to love. The white man is. Absolutely impossible to love. And I'm just being real about it. Not because we hate. The black man don't hate. You don't hate. You find the worst black man in the world and has some level of love for humanity. But that white man, every place he has ever went, he has destroyed races, have literally completely wiped some races out. If you go to Tanzania and Tasmania, if you go to Tanzania and Tasmania, especially Tasmania, the man has literally wiped out an entire race of people, entire culture of people, and he called them devils. And when people see the cartoon, the Tasmanian devil, they're laughing at the Tasmanian devil and don't even know where it comes from. Don't even know. The man is mocking you. That Warner Brothers is one of the most racist cartoon creators in the world. And Disney comes from Warner. Comes from Time Warner. He was an artist. And Walt Disney, a pedophile, as well as one of the most racist theater producers in the world. And people just flock bringing your kids to pedophilia land. I mean, people just flock there. You don't even do your studies. And they'll say, well, brother, you know, everybody should go and see Disney. Everybody should go and research Disney. You should go and research it. I would never tell anybody not to be wise to research. But I just want to let you know what you're dealing with. Now, if you want to go, you can still go. I hear you on that. I hear you on that. If you want to go, you can still go. But I would, if I were you, I would see it once if that's what you want to do. But I wouldn't waste my time around there. We could have some other world built for black folks. All of this black talent. And you could be so much higher if you trusted God, brothers and sisters, and build something to help you protest the lasciviousness of this white devil. All you got to do. But I know that many are afraid. I understand that. I don't know why. I mean, what do you have to lose? Really, what do you have to lose? I mean, the man is taking everything anyway. Look, he put out the PPP loan, then arrested you for getting it. He knew that he put you in that money situation. He had already known it. He knew that you was in it, but he arrested you anyway. The man then made idle loan. And the SBA gave that out, but they gave it out to all the white businesses, and only 3% to 1% of black businesses got it. That's a fact. And you said, well, I didn't get it. And your friend said, well, I didn't get it either. And y'all run around looking at each other, and you're looking at the white man and think he's been successful, and he's been getting every other loan that he's been filing bankruptcy on, and then got the biggest loan of his life that he's still gonna file bankruptcy on, and you ain't got nothing. That's true. That's the truth. The minute that he made it available to you, it wasn't for you anyway. But he said, if you want to do this, your credit got to be good. Now here you are, you fighting to get a small business administration loan that the government is going to bag up, which has nothing to do with credit, everything to do with the economy. And the man placed rules on that to make sure you wasn't getting it. Then, if you had been confirmed to receive it, this same loan and grants that you didn't have to pay back, the man made sure that he ran out of money so you couldn't get it. I'm just setting the foundation for you, brothers and sisters. That's all. Because I know you got to know. And I'm an old country boy myself. And I know that anytime you're going to plant something, especially a business, if you want it to grow, you're going to have to plant it in some good soil. That's all I'm saying. I just want you to know, brothers and sisters. That's all. Don't get angry with me. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm hoping to get to 500 before Monday. Hoping to get to 500. If I don't, I'll still keep pushing for it. Because then we'll be at the halfway mark. But I just want you to know, brothers and sisters, I want you to know how this man is. And see, with knowledge, when you got perfect knowledge, then you can be in perfect peace. With perfect knowledge, you can be in perfect peace because you'll have all of it. It won't be anything that man can do to stop you from doing what you're going to do. Because when you know that God reigns on the just as well as the unjust, when you find out that if you trust in God, oh, brothers and sisters, if you'd only trust in God, God would water everything that you plant. Everything that you plant, he'll water and he'll bless it. If you trust in him. If you trust in him. All you got to do is trust in him. And he will literally water everything you plant. You belong to God, but see, you can't see God because the white man is the rain cloud that's in your sky. You can't even see the sun shining on you. You don't hear me. I said you can't even see the sun shining on you because the white man is that rainy cloud that's in your sky. He's the fog that drops low. He's the haze in the way of your vision. He's the hood that is winking you. Come on, somebody. So I'm trying to tell you, brothers and sisters, if you be encouraged that God, be steadfast, that God can and will bless you and is blessing you, you'll be all right. Now, you have to believe that. So, deliverance comes in many different levels. And that's why I want to make this groundwork, or build the foundation for our subject today. Because, you know, white folks feel like that they are the last authority that we have to hear. Here you are, you done put us in bondage. And some of them say, well, I know you went to slavery, but I didn't do it. Yeah, but you may not have done it, but you still have the privileges and are still inflicting harm on me or bagging up the ones that inflicting harm on me that are white and racist. Because you would never find a white man, if he's honest, that'll tell you he's not racist. So the best thing you can do is not even touch on the subject if you don't want to know the truth. But if you want to know the truth, you'll never find one white man that isn't racist. It's the truth. It is the truth. It is the truth. You'll never find one white man or white woman that isn't racist. And I'm sorry to tell that to you because I know those of y'all that have white friends say, well, the brother, every time he talks, he's so angry. Everything he says about the white man. Everything is a white man. Yes, everything is a white man because the white man is the one that's putting you in the situation that you're in. You ain't even got enough sense to know it. And so God has commissioned me to tell you who the devil really is and to give the white man hell from the cradle to the grave. And that's the truth. And you ain't gotta do nothing crazy. All you gotta do is just point him out. The devil don't like to be pointed out. All you gotta do is just point him out. You ain't gotta do nothing crazy, nothing stupid, or anything like that. Just point it out. So I see you. And so when you got your eyes on him, he can't kill you with no gun. He can't cut you with no knife. He can't even drop a bomb on you if you got your eyes on him. He can't do nothing to surprise you. You'll always be ready. So the white man, which is the devil, his father, he's the children of the devil. And that's what Jesus said. He said, you're not of God. He said, but you are of Satan. Isn't that what Jesus said? Isn't that what Jesus said to the oppressor of his day, who happened to be the white man, the white Romans and the white Greeks, and those that tried to call themselves Israelites had taken over from the Palestinians, right? Jesus was a Palestinian. These were the Ethiopians. These were the brothers and sisters from Ethiopia that was resetting these foundations in other areas. But the original Jerusalem, the original Palestine, the original Mount of Olive, the original Jordan, the original Tigris and Euphrates River, the original Ethiopia, the first Egyptian. The term wasn't Egyptian, it was Comitian. The first one had come out of Ethiopia because he was the son, one of the sons of Cush. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the black man who started all of these citadels have to deal with the white man who has stolen these citadels. Proof of which you go to Tennessee and you see Memphis. It said Memphis, Tennessee. Did you know the first Memphis was in Cairo and is still there today? When you have Savannah, Georgia, and the state of Georgia, did you know that the second Georgia was in Euro-Asia, which is Europe, but the first Georgia comes from Carthage, which is originally located in a place called Libya, that it was named after a daughter of Africa? Did you know that? I just want you to know. I just want you to know, brothers and sisters. See, you got to study. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God. A workman needed not be ashamed. In other words, you ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. A workman needing not be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth. Rightly dividing the word of truth. And when it said rightly dividing it, I got to talk about the culture, the custom, the religion, the spirituality, the practices, the ceremonies. I got to talk about all that. And so what I want to tell you is that Jesus is not white. And that's why I got this subject on. See, I sent it to Brother Taharka. As soon as Jane Elliot got on there, because something bothered her about what I said. When I said that Jesus was black, it bothered her. She was bothered about it. So after that, she said her piece, and this is on one of the shows. I believe it's on it's on one of the last 6 or 7 shows that I've done. But I want you to go back and check it because it's on there. But I sent it to Brother Taharka. And I said, this devil got mad. This she-devil got mad that I declared that Jesus is black. When you go to Revelation 1 and 13, brothers and sisters, all you got to do is research it. Revelations 1 and 13 says he has eyes as the flame of fire, hair like lamb's wool. Come on, brothers and sisters. Feet as tarnished brass that have been set in a fire. What is that? Then the white man started writing these pamphlets talking about that it was symbolism. The Bible used a lot of symbolism. Here the devil cut your tongue out for reading, cut your hands off for reading, literally chop them off. Chop your feet off for reading because it would tell you to run. Come out from among them, O my people. And when he could get something to change it up, then you would still see the truth amid lies. Then after that, he said, well, you don't even understand what he's reading. And here the Bible is the word of God that the man stole from the African Apocrypha before Gutenberg was able to fashion his own Bible. Even the artistry was stolen from the African Bible. And this lady, because, see, black folks, you make people too comfortable, brothers and sisters. I tell you that. A white man shouldn't even be comfortable walking through your neighborhood. If he knew was made to know how really mad and how really angry and upset with him that you are. He shouldn't even feel comfortable walking through your neighborhood. But you got too many happy Negroes, just happy the boss way, just happy the white man is walking through the neighborhood until he ain't got no fear. He can walk through there and kill you and wave at the next person and keep going. I mean, it is amazing. It is amazing to me how we will attack one another for putting out truth. And here the white man is in front of you lying from the time that he get up in front of you to the time that he step down. And you'll praise him for his lies and ridicule your brothers and sisters for putting out the truth. You know I'm telling the truth, brothers and sisters. And it's a shame. So we've got to do something to change it. We got to do something to change this. We got to do something to change it. And so God has called us. God has called us to do something to change this that we're feeling. He's called us to do something to change this. So we've got to stand firm. We got to stand fast. And we got to stand up, brothers and sisters, in this day and time. My children have decided to join me in the studio today. So we got to stand up. Peace and love. Peace and love, Brother Demetrius. We got to do something to stand up, brothers and sisters. We got to stand up so that our people will see that there are those of us that aren't selling out. Jane Elliot. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, one of the worst people that come on the scene, one of the worst people that have come on the scene, Jane Elliot, one of the worst people that have come on to speak debauchery to our people, to speak total debauchery to our people and to misrepresent our people and to block the progress of our people, not being honest and not really telling them what is going on today, the troubles that are affecting us today, the trouble that we're in today. The white man will send out his own workers. He don't even trust the coons that he sent out. He don't even trust them. This is the truth. Jesse Jackson is getting too old. Louis Farrakhan is getting too old. Al Sharpton looks like he's about to have a heart attack. And he's got to dig in to find some other people. Now, Malik Zulu Shabazz, they tried to polish him up. And soon you'll see them raise him up because they're going to pay him and polish him up so that he can be there to keep more of our black brothers and sisters down. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. All you got to do is keep watching. All of these people in the networks, with some of them you think are getting arrested. You think they're arresting these black people. They're just bringing them in, making you think they're arrested so it can keep you snowed. And he's going to go and train them and give them some money and send them back out. And they're going to be even more successful with the money that they've been given from the master to snow you even more than they snowed you the last time. I mean, it's snow jobs all around. Snow jobs. And the whole thing is to stop you and I from talking religious salvation, to stop us from talking social salvation, to stop us from talking economical salvation, and to stop us from talking cultural salvation, so that we will come out of this bondage. He wants us to come out of this bondage. God has already freed us from this Egypt land, this Babylon. God has already freed us, delivered us from Babylon. But we have to walk in the newness of that life, brothers and sisters. We got to. We got to walk in the newness of that life. And we have to do that by faith. You know, There are black folks that are just happy to be at the table. I'm being honest with you, brothers and sisters. There are black folks that are so happy to be at that table that they'll do anything to stay at the table of the white man that is merely giving them the crumbs that is falling from his table. I mean, they will stand at the very forefront to get the crumbs that fall from the white man's table. They'll literally do it. I mean, they will do anything. You got some people, they don't care if it kills you. They don't care if it damages you or that it limits you or puts you in a bad situation. They will do anything to stay in the good graces of that white man. And here's the reality. The good graces of the white man is just an illusion. Just an illusion. You know why? It's an illusion because he really can't do anything for you. There's nothing that he can do. God owns everything. The cattle on 1,000 hills is his. And the fullness of the earth belongs to God. It belongs to God. If the white man had control over it, you have no wealthy black folk. I hope you're all right, brothers and sisters. I just want you to walk with me a little bit today. Walk with me a little bit today. I'm not going to even hold you long today, but just want to talk to you about what the devil is doing. Satan is busy, brothers and sisters. Busy interrupting the fate of our people, in our people, to bring about a change for themselves. Now, I know that I'm always talking about the white man. I understand that. I'm always talking about the white man. You know, I have to say it several times throughout because you don't know who the white man really is and how much hell that you're catching because of the white man. So I have to keep talking about the white man because all of our ills, all the negative, all the bad things that can happen to you are usually sprinkled down upon us by white devils in high positions who didn't get there the right way. And they don't even have the education to get there. I don't mean collegiate education. When I say education, I'm talking about a skill or skill set that qualifies you to be able to run those offices or to do that work or perform that work. And you and I both know that the white man didn't qualify. The man couldn't even feed himself. So he didn't hire you as slaves. He couldn't feed himself, so he put you in slavery so you could feed him. The man was too nasty to even clean his own house, so he put you in slavery and grabbed some of you, start cleaning his house. That should tell you how clean you are, how beautiful your culture is, how scientific efficient your culture is, because that devil who couldn't do it on his own kidnapped you and brought you and made you do it. And how did he do it? How did he get into Africa? You sure you want to hear it? Because you're too nice. I said you're too nice. Too nice. You will forgive anybody. Absolutely will forgive anyone. Absolutely. I mean, haven't you learned that if you'll forgive anyone, nobody's going to take you seriously? I mean, it just makes plain sense to me. It's just common sense. And this is how white folks can slip on through, keep getting into our Garden of Eden. You know, there are many levels, many Gardens of Eden. There are many levels of the Garden of Eden. But the white man can keep slipping in because he can do whatever he wants. And you won't check him on it. You won't charter him on it. He can say whatever he wants. You won't say anything about it. And then when people come along who will say something about it, Then you said, well, he's a racist. Now, how foolish is that? Here I am in racism, a 21st century field slave, because that's what I am. I said, that's what I am. I'm a field slave. Yeah, I'm a field slave. And I'm working against the master every chance I get. I'm saying something to somebody about overthrowing that plantation. That's me. That's me. Because you can work in the house, but you'll never have the house. And you'll never have his administration. You'll never have it. Brothers and sisters, you'll never have it. You can work in the house. You can be even the head nigga in charge of that house, but you will never have his undivided and united support. This is the truth. If you don't believe that, just ask our brother Barack Obama. Well, he caught more hell than all the presidents, all 43 presidents before him. He just caught hell. 44 caught hell. And the only reason they put him in there, only reason they put him in there is so that cosmetically they could say, well, you're no longer in bondage because you had a black president. It was a political fix. It was a political fix. And what did he do for us? Everybody else got reparations in America, through executive order, except the black man. Except the black man. Why? Because Barack Obama does not consider himself the average black man. Proof of which, his white mother and his grandfather kept him out of the reach of black people. Kept him out of the reach so much so that when his father mysteriously came up dead, I said mysteriously, I hope you're all right. I hope you understand what I'm trying to put over to you. That after that, he hardly got a chance to see his sister and his brothers over in Africa. As a matter of fact, the first real trip he took back there was before he got into political office. Barry sowed seeds. That's what I say. I said Barry Soweto. His real name is Barry Soweto. We know him as Barack Hussein Obama. And that brother sowed seed. It was one of the biggest snow jobs in the world. And I'm telling you about Jane Elliot, another snow job. Now, how is the white woman going to tell you how to suffer? How is she going to be able to pinpoint your situation better than you can? How can she do that? That's why I invited her to a debate. Here you are, you're a white woman. Here you are, a white woman who has, you don't look black. And she'll tell you, well, the term black and white don't exist. Well, they exist when the white man created them. It may not exist, but it's causing us hell. And he's got it on every application that you have for a job in this land, not only here, but also in England and every other place where you have the Western global power structure. Everyone that support NATO. Are you all ready for the truth, brothers and sisters? Are you ready for the truth? It's, well, she been teaching this philosophy a long time. Well, she's not so bad. Well, I'd rather deal with a devil that I know than one I don't know. Well, it's just plain insane to say you willing to deal with a devil anyway. Because whether you know him or whether you don't know him, they can still kill you. You be just as dead from somebody you know or somebody you don't know. So I don't understand that. And some of them are saying, well, brother, why you call them devils? Any human being with the power, earthly power, to inflict harm, who deviates from being moral, deviate from true humanity, which is the lesson taught to this type of man, the white man, is a devil. Yeah. Yeah, he's a devil because he deviates from the teaching of humanity. He deviates from the divine teaching of humanity. Jane Elliot is no different. Look, you're probably all kinds of niggas. I mean, probably all kinds of niggas. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. When she's not in front of us, we don't know how she's talking. We just don't know. And you got some dummies now. Some dummies now that are probably saying, well, I don't believe she's saying nigger, you know. But she don't seem like that type of person. Well, brother, you can't be hard on all the white people. Well, that's true. I agree. It's possible that all of them don't act out in racism. That's possible. Greetings, Sister Donna. It's possible that all of them don't act out in racism. That's very, very, very possible. But all I'm saying to you, and I want you to listen to this, because this is what God gave to me. If you had 1 billion bees, if you had 1 billion bees, 1 billion, and they're after you like the greyhound is on the rabbit. I mean, they are after you like dogs on a racetrack. And you saw them bees and you took off running, and you had a brother running just as hard beside you. And then you had these white people standing along the roadside. They got on bee outfits, you know, so the bee's not able to sting them. They got on these bee outfits. And one of them said to you, well, I want you to run as fast as you can, but I also want to say, you know, not all of those bees have stingers. You got 1 million bees in the middle of those billion that don't have stingers. Why, you be out of your mind to wait around letting 1 billion bees sting you to find the 1 million amid the billion that may not have stingers. May not have stingers. Because remember, you're still leaning and trusting in the word of the white man when he tells you. And you and I both know, brothers and sisters, that when a white man tells you something like that, usually you end up dead. We already know, and I've said it on many occasions, that when the lamb is lying with the wolf, listening to the wolf say how nonviolent and how nice it is, the minute that the lamb falls asleep, the lamb usually ends up as the lamb chop in the plate of the wolf. Vice versa, if he's running to the fox and he get in the arm of that fox and said, that old wolf, that old bad wolf is trying to hurt me. That clever fox, just like these liberals, they're clever foxes. They're clever foxes. I hope you're all right. I said these liberals are clever foxes, brothers and sisters. And you go complaining to them about how your owie hurts and how the wolf, the Republican, the cunner of the Republic, has been mistreating you, and you ran into the arms of that clever fox, the liberals, the Democrats, the socialists, the LGBT, and all of the others, because they appear not to be racist. They move the same as the wolf, but they're more clever at it. And you complaining to them, and the minute you fall asleep, the minute that lamb falls asleep with the fox, it's the same situation as the wolf. The situation is the same, brothers and sisters. That lamb still ends up as the lamb chop on the plate of the fox. And so you got to be wise. You got to be wise. You got to be steadfast. And you got to be unmovable, brothers and sisters. That's all I'm telling you. I'm just telling you to be wise and look out for yourself. So that when people like Jane Elliot come before you, a white woman, a white she-devil, with this black and blue-eye, brown-eye experiment, it was called the BE experiment, the brown-eye, blue-eye experiment or research, to say that she gonna point out how racist white folks are. You don't have to point out how racist white folks are to me. I see them killing me every day, killing my brothers every day, just doing whatever they want to do. So you ain't got to point that out to me, because I already know how racist they are. And you insult me, ma'am. Personally, I'm insulted that you feel that you can tell the black story better than the black man. And I'm more angry and disgusted at black coons like T.I. and what's the other guy? I call him Coon Mike. I call him Coon Mike, but I think they call him Murder Mike. But I call him Coon Mike. That are sucking the butts of Donald Trump and all of these other white people sitting around and just in awe of the white people who you feel can explain your trouble better than you can. Better than you can. So, brothers and sisters, let's not be snowed by this Jane Elliot, who is nothing but another white racist she-devil with white privilege, who is getting the benefit of white folks. Every day you turn around, and her life isn't in danger. She'll tell you that, but there's no way in hell I believe that her life is in danger. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it, and you can't get me to believe that. And if she believes in what she's saying so much, then she'll stand up with me and debate. I would like to debate her on the web. I would like to debate her on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever else. But I also would like to debate her in person. And we're trying to get it set up in Baltimore, Maryland, where I will be debating the heresy of this known, nationally known white racist. Nationally known. Now, she talk about other white people. Well, my answer to that is that you're white, so what makes you different from them? What makes Jane Elliott different from Donald Trump? There's no difference. The only difference is that she could have babies at one time. Other than that, her and Donald Trump are the same people. What makes her any different than Joe Biden? I'm talking about Joe. I'm talking about Joe. Now, there's some black folks right now ready to rip my heart out because I'm talking about racist Joe Biden and racist Bill Clinton, racist Hillary Clinton, racist Bush. Ready to eat my heart out now because I'm telling the truth so that I'll be able to protect you as my people. To protect you. And right now, there are those that are ready to run me down. Right now. And you know what they'll say? You know, it's a shame. And I'll say this. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Peace be unto you, Black Seminole. I'm going to say this. And I'm going to tell you right now, some people right now, today, that hear my voice, black folks that are angry and ready to take me out right now. Because I've been telling about how these Muslims are holding hand with these white folks, how Farrakhan Muslims have helped destroy black nationalism by playing with God, playing with God's people, and misleading us down bad roads where Muslims have become, whereas one time they were a mighty army of fearless men, now today when you look at Muslim, they're defending the friendship of other Muslims with white people. Farrakhan himself even said Father Flager is his friend. A white man who's a known pedophile and a danger to the black community, just like many people in the Catholic Church who validated slavery, who were the first slave owners through Portugal. That's how old and how manipulative and that's how sick they are. Some of the main rapers of little boys and little girls nationally in America, and 60% of those people were black. 60% was black. See? Farrakhan is the main perpetrator of this ignorance. Well, he said in 1985, 1986, that soon white people will be able to come into mosques. I'm just telling you, brothers and sisters. So see, that's how people like Jane Elliott can come before us, because black people are cooning. Because black people are cooning. She can come before us with her own philosophy, this brown-eyed, blue-eyed experiment, and tell us better than we can tell ourselves about the problem that we face. It's shameful, brothers and sisters. It's shameful, but that's what we deal with. So I tell you, as I come to a close, you got to be wise. You got to be steadfast. Brothers and sisters, you got to be unmovable. And you got to be always abounding in the work of God. His work. God's work. This is not my work, but God's work. God's work. And that should tell you that if you stand with the man, then you can always stand beside him to bear his arms up. If you see the ministry of Moses, where Joshua and Caleb had held up the arms of Moses. They held up Moses' arm. Moses needed those people beside him to hold up his arm, brothers and sisters. But what I want you to know is that when you look at a man and give him reverence as a God, then he'll treat you. He will treat you like you're inferior. And that's for black leaders that you put up that way, and for white people that you put up to that height. So your job and your duty is to stand together in unity, because it's going to take all of us. I said it's going to take all of us to deliver us from this bondage that this white devil has put us in. I mean, everywhere we turn, now the white man has been white, but now finally, after all the killing, all the mistreatment, all the slavery and bondage and the killing and dragging and hanging that you put the black man through, now he even wants to be black. Now she even wants to be black. There are people like Sean King and the white woman that dunked herself in black makeup to act like she was a black running the NAACP, that are willing to lie to say that they're black to make money. Jane Elliott is no different. Jane Elliott is no different. What is she saying today? She's saying that there's no such thing as black or white. That everybody's black because they come from Africa. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. No, ma'am. You won't pull that small time jive on me. And you won't hide. You won't hide by pointing out other races. Because that tells me that you are the most racist person that we could ever meet. Because you'd rather hide what is happening, even the philology of what has happened, that is a judgment to the white man, rather than just call him out and make a spade a spade. So we don't need you to tell our trouble. We don't need you to tell our problem. We don't need that, but we will accept you're debating this with us in common public so we can have a decision afterwards. And so we can talk like people to establish what we can really do. Don't tell me what my problem is. I know the white man is my problem in America. In America, the white man is the black man's problem. He is our problem. So now all we can do after this is come out, speak it before the people, and let the people decide what the best course of action is on how we get out of this. Brothers and sisters, I appreciate you dealing with me, and I appreciate your time. I look forward to coming back before you again tomorrow. Same time, same place. I love you. And to the Christian, I say, peace be unto you. And to the Muslim, I say, assalamu alaikum, which also means peace be unto you. Peace, brothers and sisters. And remember, I love you. This is love talk. This is not hate talk. This is love talk. And if I didn't love you, I wouldn't tell you.